So hose monkey means what?
A hose monkey, when you start out in the oil delivery business, the boss doesn't give you the keys to an 80,000-pound truck and say, you know, try it out. You know, it's pretty dangerous work. So you learn by riding shotgun, and when you get to the house, you pull the hose back and forth from the house. So it's not a derisive term. It's just you're the hose monkey, and that's how you learn your job.
And so how did you translate what he's doing, riding through the neighborhood in his cloak of invisibility,
well,
into a crime novel?
because the protagonist is an ex-New York City narcotics detective, a legendary narcotics detective, who whose brother dies in 9/11, and who also protected his partner at the cost of his own career.
Ah,
so
the code of buddyhood kicks in,
which you know is very powerful. It's very powerful. I think sometimes people poo-poo that, but I'll tell you, my friend Tom McDonald, the guy who I modeled one of my first characters after, he would step in front of a bullet for me because we're buddies. I mean, they take it very seriously. It's not just what you see on TV.
Sure. So you've written Hose Monkey as Tony Spinoza.
Right.
Do you plan another book as Tony Spinoza?
The second in the series is coming out, I think, in the fall. It's called Gun Bunnies.
Oh, great title.
These are all homages to Victor Gieshler's titles.
They are, aren't they? Because Victor Gieshler has wonderful titles.
Yeah, those two-word titles.
Brian Ripford does a pretty good job, too, with those kinds of little catchy things.
you know, writers look at each other and go, that's good. You know, I like that. And, you know, there's nothing wrong with, you know, giving a thumb or a wink to your friends and saying.
Well, I can see you're really having a lot of fun with this. But now you spent the last year as the executive vice president of the Mystery Writers of America.
See, I knew you would remind me of that. Yeah, I did. Yes. It was a very interesting year.
Is it a volunteer position?
Yes.
So it's a year of your life sacrificed.
Yes, it is basically a year of your life sacrificed, and it's very hard work, and it's mostly rewarding, but it's a very difficult. I think you can tell that I'm not the type of person to just be a caretaker. I'm not interested in keeping people's seats warm. So if I took the job, I was going to do some things. And in an organization that's 60 years old, it has its own inertia. And we always likened it to turning around an ocean liner. And it's not an easy thing to do.
It's very difficult, too, when you've got volunteers and then you've got paid staff. And the paid staff is always kind of torn between, you know, the other paid staff and the volunteer. I mean, I was once kind of in the middle in a Chamber of Commerce situation like that, and basically it's a nightmare.
It's a very difficult thing to do. It was very rewarding. I think we accomplished a lot of good things, but it's something I could have only done for a year. I was afraid I'd lose my hair.
Oh, would be. You know, I was thinking about that bit you said about the cloak of invisibility. It would only work with you if you didn't get to speak. It's the minute you open your mouth, there's no way that, you know, that you could be invisible.
But what's funny is I would go to the same houses week after week, and they would tell me where the oil spout was as if I'd never been there.
I can't imagine that. I think anyone who hears you speak, I mean, one of the things I find interesting about reading the Mo Prager novels, because I know you.
You hear my voice.
I do, and this doesn't happen to me often. When I read James Lee Burke, I always hear him as Robichaux. And when we taped the show, in fact, I had him read, you know, just a little bit, because I think
you wanted to hear him.
I don't think anyone can really appreciate, you know, the contrast, also the contrast that he makes in that gorgeous, poetic, rich in imagery, elegant language, and the absolutely horrible things that he's writing about, just as...
I take that as very high praise, to say that you don't hear it frequently, but you hear it with James Lee Burke. I take that as
with you, yeah, well, I thought you could live with that.
I can live with that.
But it is interesting. I think some people really do have voices that define them. And I mean, I think you're a good-looking guy, and I can always see you. You know, my husband has the same hairdo, the whole bit. But with you, you know, when I think Reed, it's the voice. Well, I hear you more than I see you.
Well, you know, Janet Ivanovich says the most important thing in writing is the voice. And, you know, who am I to disagree with Janet Ivanovich?
No one. So your future plans are another
I'm working on. I'm contractually obliged to do another Mo book, which
Good.
As a hint, there is the prologue to the next book is at the back of this book, and I'm well into it. Like I said, Gun Bunnies is coming out. That's done. It's coming out next fall. I'm working on a high concept standalone novel, not a thriller, just a very high concept kind of book that I've really wanted to write for a long time.
Finish this by telling us what is high concept, a term we often hear.
It's not a straight detective novel. It would be difficult to pin on any type of subgenre. And my pitch line is, it's Fight Club with guns.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, on that note, Reed, thank you very much for coming to see us.
Barbara, it's always great coming here. Thank you.
And I thank all of you for watching us today.